All right, this is the second video I've done this morning. I just finished up my Twitter chat reflection. I thought that was a really cool experience. We talked about media literacy and why it's important to make sure students know how to analyze and evaluate the stuff that comes in their Twitter feeds. Because not all high school, young college age students do that. The old saying goes, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. Okay, moving on. This week's topic, hybrid online options. I think for this assignment, I'm going to frame my response around one of my classes that I teach, which is personal finance. The first question I asked is, do I incorporate hybrid learning in my classroom section and my online section? Well, obviously my online section is an online course. So I'll focus on my classroom section. And I think, according to Heather Saker in her book, anytime a student learns at least in part at a supervised brick and mortar location away from home, and at least in part through online delivery with some element of student control over time, place, path, and or pace. So I will answer yes to that question. I use online tools. We have a Moodle site for my campus section. That's an expectation on our campus. And I use it pretty fully featured. I use it as much more than just online bookshelf with syllabus attached. One thing I use for my campus section is I try to engage all of my learners. When I teach personal finance, I have a range of folks from currently post-secondary Minnesota high school to somebody who might be in their mid to late 30s, the older non-traditional student. Within that group, we have extroverts and introverts. I, as a introvert, not as introvert as I used to be, recognize that sometimes students aren't free to express their ideas in class or to impress me with their wisdom in spoken words. So we do a combination of activities and discussion in personal finance. And I'm a fan of the Moodle forums, where I'll have the class do a search of, like, for example, useful financial literacy sites. And, I'll find a different one, post it to the forum, and then you have essentially a portal for students to refer to when they do their final project. I think they call that constructivist learning in the higher ed pedagogical circles that I'm kind of a student of at this point. That gives students a stake in their own learning. They see the fruits of their labor and the fruits of other students' labor. They learn from each other, and also addresses those folks who don't like to verbalize in class. So I think that's a pretty example of using blended learning in my classroom. So that fulfills that part. So I do it. Let's see here. The article by O'Byrne and Pytash talked about hybrid and blended learning also. They make the important point that there is no perfect method to balance face-to-face and online instruction in a way for each course, meaning that in my campus section of personal finance, I think a tool that we've used in this course that I will use for both my campus course and my online course is the screencast. When we're just talking about some conceptual, like if I was teaching a psychology course, doing a face video lecture is good. With finance, I think the screencast option is better because as an instructor, there are some topics in finance, personal finance, investments that I struggle with explaining to students because I wasn't taught the topic very well in graduate school. So that I find a screencast useful because I can throw up charts and I can look down and refer to stuff without people thinking, I don't know what he's talking about. He has to read stuff. Okay. So I like the screencast option for both campus and online because the assignments that we do in personal finance are kind of involved. At some point they will develop their own little portfolio. They'll play a stock market game. That's a form of gamification. So in personal finance, gamification is also a tool that we use to help enhance learning. let's see what else I wanted to touch on. So yeah, in general, I have a diverse group of learners. I tend to focus on both the introverted and the extroverted learners, and by using these hybrid online tools, I can better capture both types of learners and make sure they're understanding the material that I'm delivering to them. You know, I think that's about it. I think I've addressed the questions posed, so I will check out. Thank you. Bye-bye.